All right, Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Confirmation that Epstein was indeed an FBI informant. Unbelievable story, kind of breaking right now as we speak. So we'll talk about it. Plus, Americans are warned that the Kabul airport is in immediate danger. So we'll talk about that. Ron Jeremy indicted on assault charges. We'll fill everybody in on that story. Krispy Kreme is offering free donuts for those who are getting the vaccine. The Nevermind baby is suing Nirvana. Starbucks has a new fall flavor to talk about. We lost the great Charlie Watts. OnlyFans makes a reversal. Cuomo loses his Emmy, and perhaps a bit more on this episode. Frankie C's here.
A lot, man. What the hell?
Got a lot of topics, my man. Got a lot of topics.
I feel like every show we add another topic.
And we might talk about the fact that I just look so much better in a long sleeve shirt than a
wear a long sleeve more. Please.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you're almost there anyway.
Yes. Confirmation that Epstein was an FBI informant. So knews.com, who I don't usually go to for these sorts of things, but they have it. They went rifling through FBI documents. They have the actual FBI document.
How the hell?
Dude, and you should see what the title of the document. Let me get it here. It's in my notes here. The title of the document, which they buried this thing, is titled Synopsis, Request Closing of Forfeiture Subfile FF.
I mean, it's obvious from the title what it's about.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's no, his name's not in it. There's not. So in somewhere in these documents that they got a hold of was a file called Synopsis, Request Closing of Forfeiture Subfile FF, which details the fact that Epstein was an FBI informant. Now, rumors that this was true. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago that, you know, the girl who wrote the book all about him, the one, Vicky Ward, she, you know, kind of started a lot of this stuff investigating Epstein. You know, she basically said that this was part of the whole Acosta thing. So we'll get into that. But it's different when you actually have and confirmed the FBI document. You know, it's there in your hands in black and white.
It doesn't mean he's an agent. It means he's a criminal that they roped in. And
he's
said,
an informant.
You're going to snitch on people for us.
Right. Which kind of puts, it kind of puts a lot of the liability in the hands of the FBI, because they basically from 2008 gave this guy carte blanche to go out there and continue doing these horrific things with their protection. And I mean, again, we've talked about this too. You know, you look at Whitey Bulger and some of the other cases where the police agencies just flat out got it wrong and let the really bad person go because they didn't know that was the really bad person, because they were trying to catch the really bad person. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to get rid of all of this, yet the one who's really behind it all is the one they're letting slide because he's informing on other people. So there is a degree of that.
It's but like again, Jack Nicholson in The Departed,
which is what Whitey Bulger is based off of.
Spoiler alert.
Dynamite drop in there, Frank.
Thank you. Whoops.
What was the guy from Major League? Dynamite drop in there, Marty.
Just a bit outside.
That broadcast school's really paying off.
I can love that friggin' movie. Anyway.
Is Bob Uecker still with us?
I think he's still around. Freaking love it. Why he's not doing sport? I would watch baseball if he was the guy.
He did for a little while.
As a goof, I think they had him.
I don't know.
But he would. I would love it. And he's goofing, you know, if he was not taking it seriously like he did and you get him drunk and you throw him behind the mic. That would have been great.
We need to bring back drunk sportscasters. I feel like all the sportscasters are taking their job too seriously and are really good at it.
Boring. Just get a couple drunk people in there, put it on HBO, and let's have a little fun.
Yeah. Who's the other guy that was always with Muhammad Ali? The guy who talked like this. The famous. He was did football and everything.
Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell. Yeah, that guy used to get whacked.
Howard Cosell.
Yeah. Or Bob Murphy, the Mets guy. Just a bit outside. Like, you just hear him slurring. You just know when he had a fight with his wife.
Hey, you know what? Back in what was that? 70s, 80s? Cared. Get a little tipsy in the booth.
Now all these nerds got all their stats and go to broadcasting school. Just have a beer and relax a little bit. That's
Who's that guy that everybody can't stand?
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck. He's not bad, but get him drunk. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah.
Loosen the ties a little bit. It's baseball. It's not.
You know, it's funny. We're split in our politics. We're split on the vaccine. Everybody universally doesn't really like Joe Buck all that much.
I have nothing against him. I don't know why everybody hates him. I mean,
he's a dick.
Is he a dick?
You kind of, I think. But here's the thing with this: is Alex Acosta, right? Who gave him that sweetheart deal? Did he give him that sweetheart deal because he was kind of told? I mean, this is Alex Acosta's take, basically, that he was, he was a.
They thought Epstein was like not the top guy.
I would assume so.
Do they still think that?
I don't think so.
So they think that he was it.
But you have to understand, there's a few things happening all at once. Again, not to defend the FBI here, but you imagine going into this. When you watch a movie, and you see, the ending, it's easy to be like, how could they? But when you're going in fog of war, right? Yeah. Cold, you don't know. You have no idea what's happening, what's on the other side. I don't know. Were they trying to get to the Victoria's Secret guy? Were they trying to get to Clinton? Were they trying to get to Prince Andrew? Nobody, which by the way, I got a little wrinkle on that, which, nobody really knows. No, nobody really knows who they were trying to get to. Who is he giving information out on?
Right.
And if he was running around in these international circles with all these undesirable people, who knows? Were there bigger fish to fry? Were there terrorist concerns? Was there,
And this guy was connected to almost everybody, so.
Right. Yeah. Right. Again, not to say that it's okay, but we don't know what huge danger they're trying to, prevent. But that being said, when you look at what the Florida authorities put together, once you get past 10, girls, you got to know you got an issue on your hands here. This is not just a couple of isolated incidents. This is a ring.
If you recruit Epstein as an informant, you can't keep letting him do what he was doing. Right? I mean, you got to be like,
of course.
Right? It's not like he was still. As soon as they recruited him, all of his stuff stopped, and he just ratted on people. He just got information, right? I mean, it was all over.
Let me give you the timeline. Let's lay it all out, including what the actual document says. So the document says, on 9/11/08, case agent advised that Epstein is currently being prosecuted by state of Florida and is complying with all conditions of his plea with the state of Florida. Epstein has also provided information to the FBI as agreed upon. Case agent advised that no federal prosecution will occur in this matter as long as Epstein continues to uphold his agreement with the state of Florida.
Yeah, so.
And that's when he got his year deal. Or no, he got 18 months. He only served 13, but he could be out of jail for 12 hours a day to continue to run his businesses.
That's crazy.
I mean, did they think that it was still ongoing? Probably not. But again,
no, they have to. As soon as you're an informant, they got tabs on you the whole time.
Right, and once
it's not like they let you off a leash.
And once you see what happened in Florida, you got to kind of. I mean, like that's what I immediately, when I was reading this, was thinking about. What else were they trying to get that made them say that this guy is important and we have to let him keep giving us information? Right. Like, what else are you working on? Because it's either something that is, drastically huge, or there's somebody, kind of the more likely scenario, right, there's somebody that's being protected, or somebody that was involved is giving this protection, and that's why this was kind of allowed to continue, which is horrific to think about, that somebody would condone this behavior by allowing him to roam free and stay out of jail. It's crazy.
I can't imagine that would be the case, but I want to assume that's not the case. But the fact that he got some kind of deal like that is staggering to me. I mean, I'd be like, you're going away for a long time. It's over.
Right.
Now, you know.
Well, here's the thing. So a couple things. Mueller is the leader of the FBI at the time.
Right.
I mean, if this is this big, it's got to come across his desk, no?
I would assume.
This is '08. There are shots of Epstein. So this is prior to Epstein and Gates together. And we have photographs of Epstein and Prince Andrew together in 2010. So are these like are these the people that you know what I mean? Are these the, you know, right. Does the US government think Andrew's the big fish to fry? So if Epstein's going to give him up, you know, we can't, you know, was Epstein allowed to go out there to get Andrew to, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many questions pop up from this, and we can't assume to have the answers yet. And I don't even think we'll get the answers from the whole Ghislaine thing. Because that's not going to give us the answers. It's going to give us answers on her. That's it.
Because again, fog of war. If you had to guess who's pulling the strings in a mastermind underage ring, some wealthy businessman in New York or the Prince of England, I mean, by default, don't you kind of think it's the Prince of England? That's probably.
I don't think so. I would imagine it would be the billionaire that is not famous, but that everybody kind of knows, but is not famous.
I think we just say that now because of what we know.
Yeah, but
outside of his money, what power? Like, if you're just coming into it, what power does he really have? Whereas a
lot of connections.
The prince of the royal family.
Yeah, I guess, but
not to say that again, not to say that not condoning what the FBI did here, but if you're coming into it cold, you can kind of understand, like, holy shit, if the royal family is involved in this, or you know, we got to kind of, you know. Because you could make the argument that this guy was probably just a little stool pigeon running around for all these powerful people.
I guess, unless they're just, I mean, it doesn't have to be a pyramid type hierarchy. It could just be Epstein's doing his thing, and he just pulls people in. It doesn't have to be, you know, and they do their thing, and he's just, give us all the people you can give us. You know, that maybe they're not trying to get the higher up. They're trying to get all the lowers, you know, right underneath Epstein, the people that just participated. You know, they want to get all the scumbags out of there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the higher fish, just have to be a lot of fish.
Again, all the rumors started with this because at the time that Acosta made the deal, when Acosta was interviewing with the Trump administration, because remember, he was named, I forget what title he was getting, labor secretary. And then he was the only one in the Trump administration that wound up resigning. Like, out of all the shit, like, you know, he was the only one that wound up resigning. But supposedly during that time, Acosta told the Trump administration that the sweetheart Epstein deal was done because he was told that the financier belonged to intelligence and that the issue was above his pay grade.
The president. Above the president's pay grade?
No. So when he's going for labor secretary, like, hey, that Epstein deal, what was the story there? And his answer was that, yeah, I was told he belonged to intelligence, and that was above my pay grade.
Right.
So again, like, reignite the.
I'm sure there's 95% of this we're not aware of.
Yeah.
We can't know it all, and the fact that it's intelligence, it means we're not going to know it all, probably.
Right.
I mean,
and who is it? There's got to be some puppet master that's pulling the strings on all this crap.
Right.
Kind of feels like the obvious thing is Clinton, but
Could be. Could be him. It could be that Epstein was the big guy, and they just wanted, instead of getting one huge fish, they get a million smaller fish. You know, like maybe Epstein was the top guy, and they wanted everybody that was his client, let's say. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's strange.
I want to believe there's no one
I know, right? That's the
above
thing.
Epstein. You know,
That's the
I
thing.
hate to think that there's someone else doing worse.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to believe it, but
We don't know.
it's tough. A lot of unexplained elements there.
Right.
Frank, let's go over to Afghanistan. Americans at Kabul airport gates are urged by U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan to leave immediately because of security threats outside the gates of Kabul. They are advising U.S. citizens to avoid traveling to the airport and to avoid airport gates at this time unless you receive individual instructions from a U.S. government representative to do so. So basically, they're saying they got the airport, but getting to the airport, they're worried about Americans now actually getting to the airport to get out of there.
Seems to me like
Crazy.
you go get them.
Right.
Send the army.
Right.
You don't let them travel on their own unless the army would be a target, and the citizens might not be as much of a target. I don't know. I'm sure they are strategizing as best they can, getting as many people out.
It's amazing to me that nobody has been harmed so far. Like when you think about the amount of how long this has been going on for, this evacuation, and the
There's
fact
been a
that
few.
we
I feel like
blundered, well, hurt, but nobody died.
a couple people fell from the plane.
Right. Oh, but I'm saying like Americans that were
Yeah, I'm not sure.
intentionally harmed, you know,
Okay.
trying to get out. That I should clarify. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Amazed.
Yeah.
Because this was this was a pretty big, we kind of really fucked this up.
Yeah, I mean, we had to get out, but the only thing they didn't see coming was the speed that the Taliban was coming in. And that kind of took them by surprise. And why we weren't ready for that, I don't know.
That's the thing. Even if it is a surprise, even if it's beyond, you know, you got to kind of
plan for it.
Plan for it. And at the point you're at now, you got to kind of, you know, and I know you don't want to have more war, but you got to kind of secure the way into the airport and the gates and all that stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
I know that might be difficult, but come on.
Yeah, it's a bad situation all around. Once we're out of there.
What's insane was I can't remember if I saw Biden say this or if it was a news report but it was just so shocking to me. They were saying like you know, to get Americans out of Afghanistan, and then somebody said like, or if they if people if the Americans want to leave Afghanistan. I'm like, well, who wouldn't want to leave?
Yeah, why wouldn't? They're all getting out. Everybody's getting out.
Everybody's getting out. Like, get out. Like,
and we're taking in. Last I heard, we're taking in Afghan refugees.
Is that right?
Yep, and welcoming them in, which is good, I think. My opinion. Anybody fleeing, come with us, is what they're saying.
And that's the other thing too. How's that happening? Are we putting them on a plane, or
yeah,
you think they would just be fleeing to usually fleeing? You're just kind of walking to the nearest safe place. Not really.
Yeah, but where is that? Number one, and how long of a walk is that? Number two.
I don't know.
How do you get? You know, it's not. I'm sure it's not as easy as all that.
Where was there was a bunch of refugee things last summer, the summer before. That was
Syria.
Was that Syria? I forget now.
Yeah, and I think they went mostly to Britain, and a lot of European places, I think, took them in.
And that was a whole other thing. You displaced that many people, and then now all these other countries have to take in all these people and figure out, you know, resources. And
we've got resources. I mean, it's not like we don't have resources. We got a lot of, we got places. I know we got a homeless situation.
Why can't you be an America First guy, Frank? What happened?
I'm a people first guy.
Why do you hate your
America's
country?
great. Love America, but
do
let's take care of people, please.
But like Americans first? Like that kind of people?
Like people. like all people. Like if there's an
So
American,
you're saying, hold
if there's
on,
an American and an Afghan standing next to each other, we take care of
equal?
both of them.
Are you saying they're equal?
Yeah,
This is
all people
mind-blowing.
are equal.
I thought Americans were better than
Oh,
everybody.
is that right? Is that what you thought?
Aren't we the best country? Therefore, the best
We
people?
might be, but the people are all the same. All people are the same.
It's all very confusing.
Yeah, I know it's
Ron Jeremy's a piece of shit.
Beautiful thing. Yep.
What?
I lost you for a second. I said human rights. We all have it, and we all deserve it.
Do we?
I mean, maybe not us, but
because I was driving behind somebody doing 33 in the left-hand lane earlier, and I don't believe that they
take away that person's rights.
Okay, thank you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I always imagined on the side of the road a huge crane with a magnet on it.
Yeah.
And then as you drive, and he just like, boop, you highlight a car, and the magnet just takes them and just gets them off the road.
I pictured like an electromagnetic gun thing that way you could just shoot it at the car, and it would automatically pull it into the median, like just slow it down, and it would lose all its power and just.
Yeah, you're timeout. It's a timeout gun.
Yeah.
Give it a 10-minute breather.
In fact, I might get arrested doing it, but I'd like to put in. I'd like to just scratch out on the Constitution or the independence thing that we did.
Wow.
Declaration.
I'm going to give you another chance to start that over.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
No, I want to get in there on that Declaration of Independence and write all men are created equal except for the assholes doing 30 in the left lane.
I am convinced. I've sat in my share of traffic over the years, and once you get to the front, there's always that one asshole doing, like, if it's a 55 mile an hour speed limit, there's always one who's going really slow. Or in the middle of traffic, there's one guy who the next car in front of him is like 100 car lengths, and everybody's just going in front of.
Yeah, assholes.
It's like you either speed up or get off this highway. You don't want to be here, and you don't want to go wherever you're going.
Those people are my hot dogs. They take 35 minutes off of my life. Each one of those people.
Yeah, that's literally, because that's an extra 35 minutes of traffic you're sitting in.
Yeah,
I can't with them.
Hate.
And if you're one of the people listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, and you're one of those people, take it from us. Just drive. I mean, you drive fast. When there's no traffic, you go fast. Just, keep with traffic. You don't have to be up the person's butt. But the fact that you're 10 car lengths behind someone when you're doing 3 miles an hour in traffic, everybody just cuts in front of you, and you're slowing down the lane behind you. We all want to go. Well, let's go.
One of those people took issue with one of my jokes on Facebook. We should talk about that. Did you see that?
No, what joke?
Some slow left lane driver, I'm assuming, really took umbrage with my Caitlyn Jenner, Brooke Shields joke, which is maybe one of the greatest jokes that I've ever made on the planet.
See, now I read the joke and I wasn't 100% clear on what the joke was.
Are we shuffling topics here? Are we putting Ron Jeremy aside? Do we have to address this right now?
I don't care, Ron Jeremy. What are we talking about here?
Wait, hold on. Let me fix the banner. Let me see here. Let's go with this one. There we go.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I see this. This is how the joke came about. I feel like I'm cheating because I'm explaining how the joke came about.
Well, just tell me the joke, and then we'll tell you how.
All right. The joke is Brooke Shields drops her kid off at college and has like a tearful goodbye to her college kid. Sweet story.
Okay.
And there's a picture of Brooke Shields. So I see this and I screen grab it and I tweet out, I think, what did I say now? I think Brooke Shields is going to sue Caitlyn Jenner for copyright infringement. Because when I first saw the picture, without reading the article, I just thought it was Caitlyn Jenner. Because she had like her hair back, the way Caitlyn does. She's wearing the white suit. It's like like Bart Simpson has a uniform. Like Caitlyn Jenner kind of has like that style of the white, the
white
I feel like, yeah. I feel like she's like always in that, always in that look. And when I saw the the photo, which I'm going to put up on the screen now, I was like, again, without reading the thing, I'm like, oh, Caitlyn Jenner. And then I read the thing and I was like, oh, that's Brooke Shields. Because like they look exactly alike.
I don't think they look exactly alike. They have the same haircut and they're wearing a similar thing. I mean,
and just that, and you know how weird pictures can be. Like you just catch somebody at this odd moment and angle, and it's like, oh, that kind of looks like Caitlyn Jenner.
I mean, if you cross your eyes a little, you blur it out. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not saying again. I'm scrolling. I'm just like, and like Caitlyn. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's Brooke Shields. I was like, oh shit. So I thought, how funny would this be? It feels like any moment Brooke Shields. By the way, that's funnier than I originally said a second ago. Feels like at any moment Brooke Shields. Fuck you. Feels like at any moment Brooke Shields is going to sue Caitlyn Jenner for copyright infringement. Meaning,
see, it would might work the other way. Caitlyn Jenner might sue Brooke Shields.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. Brooke Shields. Somebody wrote that in the comments. I disagree. Brooke Shields was around first.
Yeah, but you're commenting on this most recent look. In other words, Brooke Shields doesn't look like Caitlyn. You know, never before have the two been compared. So you're only comparing it. You're only comparing a picture of Brooke Shields now to past instances of Caitlyn Jenner. So
right, but Caitlyn Jenner's new
first.
Caitlyn Jenner's new to this look. Brooke Shields looked like Brooke Shields had long brown hair for years.
Possibly. However,
way before
the comparison,
Bruce became Caitlyn.
The comparison only happened from this picture. This picture came after the Caitlyn Jenner look.
All right, but still, they're like tall, brunette females. Like, I don't understand.
No, I get it. But if you said Caitlyn Jenner could sue Brooke Shields, and here's a picture of Brooke Shields, then it's a better crafted joke.
Okay. I really take offense to you criticizing my craftsmanship.
No, but we help each other. You could criticize my crafting of jokes. I don't care.
But what I'm saying is okay. For instance, if Madonna was a notorious blonde, right?
Sure.
Then dyed her hair that same, what do you call that? Like dirty blonde or brunette. Light brown brunette, whatever. Like did that. I would make the same joke. Like like the joke would be similar. Like it would be the other way around though. It would be like, it looks like Madonna's going to get sued by Brooke Shields at any moment.
Exactly. Because Madonna came after Brooke Shields. The look, I mean.
Right. So did Caitlyn.
No, you're commenting on this picture.
Yeah, I am. But Brooke Shields always looked like this. She always looked like this.
She does, but she has never. I've never compared the two. I've never seen an instance where she looks like Caitlyn Jenner, except maybe this picture.
That's what I'm saying. Like it took till this picture for me to realize, holy shit, these two really look alike. But Brooke Shields was obviously there first.
Yeah, but the look, the I look like Caitlyn Jenner look only happened here in this picture.
Maybe, because you know what I think it is too? It's the glasses.
Sunglasses block out. If she was not wearing sunglasses, the eyes change her face completely.
Completely. And I feel like Caitlyn wears those kind of square but rounded edged glasses.
That's possible.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a funny joke. Fuck everybody who doesn't think
I don't even think it deserves as much attention as we're giving it. To be honest with you. I mean, it's all right.
But listen to this. Listen to this. This was the criticism. And I won't say who said this. This is the person wrote, female.
Yeah.
Are you really mocking the physical appearance of a woman who has been famous for her beauty since she was 12 years old? And throwing in some transphobia shit too? Plus using a photo with a sweet headline about her kid? Do you have mirrors in your house, motherfucker? That's kind of funny regardless. Yeah.
That's better than your whole joke.
Glass houses, dude. What the fuck? Now,
first of all, nobody said anything negative about either of them.
Right.
They just said they look alike, and there's nothing transphobic. You can't talk about Caitlyn Jenner with that. There's nothing negative here.
Thank you. So that was my response. My response was they look exactly alike. That's the joke. I'm not saying Brooke is ugly. They just look alike. There are jokes where no one is put down in the joke.
Yeah, and
This
this is
is
one of them.
this is a circumstantial joke. They just look alike.
If anything, you're complimenting Caitlyn Jenner, saying she looks like a famous supermodel.
And this is my problem with a lot of quote unquote woke people who this person's probably hiding her own issues because I feel like she's transphobic,
She
because
immediately jumped to,
yeah,
you're
because I'm
saying,
treating Caitlyn like the woman that she wants to be treated like. You know what I'm saying? That's not transphobic to me. That's being fair.
there was nothing negative in what you said. All you said was they look similar.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner and Brooke Shields look alike in this photo. That's all
Yeah.
you said.
That's all I said.
Nothing negative. There's nothing transphobic, and there's nothing putting down either person's look.
Right. And it's
So-
also like and nobody can sue anybody for copyright infringement. Like it's like that's
I mean,
silly.
and there's nothing negative. I don't understand. You didn't say anything negative about either one of them.
Thank you. She's the one got issues, taking it all the whole other way.
She read what you wrote, and instantly a negative thought popped into her head. Like, oh, what are you saying? No, what are you thinking?
Right.
Because, I mean, I like the mirror bit, but other than that, I have issues with the rest of it.
You're an asshole.
Granted.
Yeah, and by the way, I feel like she owes me an apology for that mirror bit. Like, why are you taking me down a notch because I got impeccable humor?
Now, you don't have to say who it is, but is it someone who we would recognize listens a lot or watches the show?
No.
We don't know who this person, we never.
I feel like this person has maybe been I don't want to say a fan, a follower,
Okay.
back in the radio days. I feel like we've had some conversations in the past.
All right.
I feel like vaguely, it's hard. There's
I
been
mean, I
a
could just
lot.
go on and look, but
Yeah.
I don't
No,
care
I
that
want to
much.
say, I bet you if I looked, I probably have spoken with this person before.
So-
interacted with this person.
Is it a good chance she's going to see this or hear this?
I hope so. I mean, I responded to her and she didn't respond back.
How
But
long
everybody, what?
How long ago did you respond?
About 10, 11 hours ago?
So I think she realized she's wrong.
Yeah, because then everybody was kind of like,
Did everybody jump on board with you?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, everybody kind of came to my defense, which is sweet. But again, this is, it's my thing. So
What do you mean it's your thing?
like, yeah, I would expect people that follow,
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah, which I appreciate.
she didn't. She
yeah.
jumped on the attack mode for some reason.
Well, the first response, which I found funny, was easy now, Karen, and then she responded to that, telling that person, you clearly don't understand what a Karen is. I pretty much think you nailed it. I don't know.
Kind of right. Well, who's the Karen? No one. Oh, she responded. She called this woman's complaint Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
Agreed.
Karenish.
It is Karenish.
Yeah.
Because it's making something out of nothing.
Yeah. And again, this is my problem with like uber woke people, like that take it.
I don't think
it swings too far because it's like, this is how Caitlyn Jenner should be treated. Like, this is normal. She's normal. There's nothing, you don't get to like put her in a little thing because she transitioned. I feel like treat is equal plane. That's what she's striving for,
Yeah, and you
I
didn't
don't
even
think she
say anything.
wants-
You didn't insult her.
And I didn't insult her, but that's the point. Like, I didn't single her out in any way. She was treated normal.
Treated like if Brooke Shields came out and looked like I don't know, Julia Roberts, and they looked exactly this, you'd say, hey, look, I think Julia Roberts should sue or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Whoever the person she looked like, that's
Right.
who you're gonna say.
I mean, the idea of somebody suing somebody else because they look alike for copyright infringement
Is the joke.
is kind of a funny. Now it doesn't feel funny that we've been talking about it for 20 minutes.
I think it's
but-
funnier. Cheers to that.
But I'm saying, What are you knocking back Arizona iced teas like you're trying to get
Oh,
diabetes? What's
dude,
happening?
they're good.
How much sugar is in that?
Let's see. It says here, lots.
Lots. What?
34 grams. Is that a lot?
That's a lot. What's the daily percentage?
I don't know. What do I look like?
Doesn't there? It should say right next to it.
Who am I, the Surgeon General? Added doesn't say right next to it. Daily percent.
It doesn't say the daily percent. Look, you can't see. You can't read
I
through
can
your
see.
diabetes.
Shut up. Doesn't say. What's weird is it says shake well, but you shake the can well.
Let me see.
Explodes
Put
on
that
you.
up to the camera. How could that be? It doesn't give you the percentage. Oh, they're doing you wrong. No, right there. What does that say? What's the last number
It
on the
says
right?
includes 34 grams added sugars, 68% daily value. Damn it.
That's more than half of your daily sugar intake in that tiny little 12-ounce can. Holy shit.
That's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar. We're worried about the vaccine. They're trying to kill you.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
it's
it
only
is.
140 calories.
Right. I think we got to refigure out how we're doing this whole calorie thing because these two things
First of all,
add up.
Mr. Putting a million things in his coffee, I feel like we're even on the sugar.
I don't put a lot of shit. I don't put any sugar.
You don't
in my
drink
coffee.
crazy coffees?
Yeah. Yeah, but almond milk.
All right.
Anyway, Ron Jeremy's a piece of shit. Wait, hold on. We're going to talk about how Krispy Kreme is trying to kill us all with their sugary donuts.
God. Stop, peep. Just stop trying to do stupid shit. Who's next? Ron Jeremy. Here's another idiot.
He's indicted on more than 30 counts of sexual assault involving 21 women over the past 2 decades.
God.
Isn't this here's what's crazy about this. This might be odd to say, but the last person I would peg is somebody that it does porn. Because
I think that's a normal response. That's your feeling is normal. Is what I'm saying.
Because this is what you do for a lit. Like who wants to,
Right. I feel like you do it all the time.
Some people. By the way, I have been accused of being abnormally quiet when we have like friends gatherings. And I kind of feel like that's my time to shut. Like we do this all day long, and then and then other people want to talk. You kind of like want to just sit back and go ahead. I want to laugh at what you guys are saying now.
Yeah, it's like comedians when they're not on, they're quiet.
Yeah,
stand-up comics or actors, they're just quiet and they observe, and that's.
I might be repeating this story, Frank, but I had a world-class chef on my show once, and I asked him, I go, what do you make for yourself when you go home? And he goes, hot dogs and peanut butter and jelly.
Well, if you watch any of these cooking shows when they're like in dorms and stuff like that, they're making mac and cheese on the stove, like little, I don't think they're microwaving stuff, but they're making the easiest stuff.
And I was so taken, I'm like, you're kidding. You don't like throw a little foie gras together or something? He's like, no, because I do that all day long. I just want to eat something simple and delicious.
I make a hot dog and I throw a fried egg on it, and that's my gourmet.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying before is I understand your reaction is normal, not his reaction.
Right. I
Ron Jeremy's, okay, good.
Yeah.
Ron Jeremy's a piece of crap, and his reaction is stupid. But your reaction to think that porn stars would be the last person, that tracks.
That's so bizarre.
It's weird.
How you would even have any desire outside of your daily job, and then enough to force yourself, swing that pendulum all the way to forcing yourself on people.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
It gets grosser too. The Ron Jeremy stuff I saw.
He's a fat, disgusting. I'm not even reading the article. I can't even.
There's some underage stuff in there.
Of course, it's unbelievable. The shame of this is at one time. I mean, he was kind of treated iconically. You know what I'm saying? In songs and and to be honest with you, like when a fat guy is like, you kind of like, hey, fat guy, he's getting all these beautiful chicks. This is awesome. Now it's just like, this is saddest shit ever.
Yeah, this is gross and wrong.
Yeah.
As you look at him and you go, that's gross, disgusting. He's like, what's his name? Gross and disgusting.
Look like a fucking walking booger.
Oh, That is awful. It's kind of like, what's his name? Movie guy.
Movie guy.
The movie executive guy that was.
Weinstein.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, since we've been talking about Seinfeld so friggin' much, Curb Your Enthusiasm stuff is like popping up on my algorithm. And in one of the last seasons, Jeff Green keeps getting confused for Weinstein. People keep wanting to run up to him and scream at him. And they're like, oh, wait, you're not. And he's like, no, I'm not Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. And what would I be doing wandering the streets?
Yeah. It's
I'm
pretty
not
funny.
out. If he was him, he wouldn't be out on the streets.
We have got to do a Seinfeld episode. I mean, it's getting out of control.
Oh, talk about like review one?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. I feel like when Frank pointed this out to me, maybe because Seinfeld's not on anything right now. Maybe when it gets to Netflix, maybe we'll do.
They took it off of Hulu and they're putting it on Netflix, I think, in September.
Yeah.
I don't know the date though.
How many episodes did they do? It's well over 100, wasn't it?
Oh, it was over 200. It was 9 seasons. A good number of them each season. I don't know. The first season was only 5 episodes. But they did a bunch after that. It's over 200 episodes, I think. Maybe close to 250-ish.
It's amazing to me how one of the greatest shows of all time almost didn't get off the ground because nobody believed in it.
That's insane. I mean, you kick yourself after that.
Totally. Krispy Kreme is trying to kill us because we know if you have diabetes, you're more receptive to COVID, which is not.
By the way, it's 180 episodes.
180.
There are 180 Seinfeld episode apparently. A quick Google. Yep.
God, could we do a rewatch? Could we watch every episode and do a podcast to that? That's a lot. I mean, we could. Fitting it all in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only 180. That's not terrible.
Here's the problem with that, too. When you watch one of these episodes, you can't just watch one. Especially sans commercials.
Oh, you got to... Yeah.
You get through 3 in an hour. Maybe we should do chunks of 5 at a time. No? One per episode?
1 per episode.
All right. This might
be happening. I feel like we have a lot to say on each one.
We would have a ton to say.
I could be wrong.
No, we have a ton to say. Krispy Kreme is doubling down on its popular free donut promotion for customers vaccinated against COVID-19. Beginning on Monday, August 30th, the chain is giving anyone with vaccination proof 2 free donuts every day until September 5th.
Nice.
The promotion comes following the approval of the Pfizer vaccine as FDA approved. In March, they began a promotion encouraging people to get vaccinated for a free donut, with a free donut a day for the rest of the year. That was in March. Krispy Kreme says it has given away more than 2. Did you even know this was happening? I feel like we knew, but I didn't know if it was every single day.
Man.
Sugar's catching up to you. Krispy Kreme says it has given away more than 2.5 million donuts through the deal. We're losing Frank. He's going to die. Still have it.
So what happened was...
It's your first day swallowing?
I breathed in real fast and just a little bit of spit just went right in the back of my throat.
I get mad at my mechanical devices when they can't get it right. They need to be running efficiently all the time. When they screw up like that, I get very upset at my throat.
It is straight out of a Seinfeld joke. I've been doing this for decades, breathing and swallowing my own soul. You'd think I would have it nailed by now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Krispy Kreme is also making a special heart-shaped donut to give away, in addition to its traditional glazed. Let me explain to you how dumb people are. This is how dumb we are. As smart as we are, landing on the moon.
No, we're not that smart.
Everything we figured out. You get
small chunks of us are smart.
Well,
the vast majority.
But you take a round-shaped object and you turn it into a heart, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I got to try that. I got to get that."
However,
but it's heart.
Is this heart shape filled with anything? Because when you make them a solid shape. And they're not round with the hole in the middle. They're usually filled with something.
Yeah.
And now you got me. That's the best kind.
I just don't know if there's anything better than a fresh, hot, freshly glazed Krispy Kreme donut.
One with some kind of filling. That's the best kind of donut. Other donuts are good.
Oh no, I like a good.
But yeah, I need a filling and then
a traditional glazed. Come on.
It's good. I'll eat it. It's tasty. It's great. But you give me a Boston cream with the chocolate on top and then the stuff in the middle. Ah.
I was just watching my guy Bert Kreischer. He's he puts up all kinds of stuff as a comedian, and he traveled somewhere. He was at some hotel, and they were passing by a Krispy Kreme, and he went in and bought like 4 or 5 dozen. And he literally opened it up in the lobby of this hotel, and just strangers were coming by. They were like, "Oh my god!" Like we'll just take food from perfect strangers if it's a fresh, hot Krispy Kreme donut. No.
Well, if it's in a lobby of a hotel, you assume, I think, that it's like regulated somehow. Someone's keeping an eye on this, and some hotel person approved this and said, "Yeah, we'll give away donuts."
I don't know. Ever seen Bert Kreischer? He's not the.
Was he wearing a shirt in this?
He was, I believe, wearing his shirt. Yeah, I believe he was. Not. But if there's a crowd of people doing something, I feel like it's easy to get everybody to do it.
Oh yeah, get whenever there's a party and there's like a buffet line and nobody goes up, I'm always the first. I'm like, I'll start this thing. Yeah. I get up, I get online, and all of a sudden there's 100 people behind me.
I can't be first on that line.
I definitely can.
I can't. I have to let people go in front of me. There has to be like a bunch of people doing it. I don't like. I don't know.
I feel like I'm not that big of a germaphobe, but if you're the first person to get everything, that's a little better.
You're germ free. Is that what you're saying?
A little. I'm not saying it's perfect. It just makes you feel better.
It's not a horrible take.
If you're the first, would you rather be the first person or the 100th person?
Well, you think about it. Yeah, I'm going to be 50 people in now touching this stupid handle,
Mm-hmm.
You're right about that.
Especially if no one's scooping for you.
I know.
Especially if the tongs for that particular item are somewhere else, and you got to get in there with other tongs. It's a mess by the time you get to it.
Again, another positive as we try and get the positive out of this shit here with this pandemic. I don't think you scoop for yourself anymore. I think in all these instances, there's somebody there now that got a scoop for you.
I tell you, I prefer the scoop for me method.
Me too.
I mean, I don't have to touch anything. It's great.
Yeah.
And other people aren't touching everything. And it keeps the line moving faster. So people aren't like,
right.
What do I? It's like, yeah, you want this? Bang, bang, bang.
It forces those people to make that decision. Even though you have to suffer through the shame of going, yeah, put another.
Throw another one on there.
A little more. It's a little more room.
Like gravy behind you. It's not a little gravy on
there. Or when you already have the full plate and they pick up the thing and they're looking and you're just like, just dump it
on top, man.
Just put it on top.
Yeah, it's all going to the same place. Just dump it on.
Yeah, when they look at you like, come on, fatty. Like you should. There's no room for this, and you don't need it. And you're like,
come on. I'm always kind of tempted, but I never do it. I'm always kind of tempted to go up with 2 plates, unless I'm getting a plate for my wife. I'm always like, should I just get 2 plates and just load them both up?
I always get 2 plates and I go, this is for my wife.
I cancel.
And then
I chicken out the last second.
When my wife, who's usually behind me online, goes, no, it's not. I go, shut up.
Shut up, stranger.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
My wife's back at the table.
She's in a wheelchair. That's why she can't come up here. That's why I'm coming back up for seconds. It's hard for her to get on the line.
It's terrible.
Lost her legs from diabetes, eating too many free Krispy Kreme donuts. That's the tragedy of it all. Speaking of heart-shaped, Frank, the Nirvana Kid is suing Nirvana.
Yep.
You know,
I heard about this.
The famed Nirvana cover with the naked baby on it. Got his little peen hanging out.
Right.
As he's going after the dollar. Which what are we saying with that? We're just groomed to be capitalists. I don't. What's the point?
I think that was probably
chasing the dollar.
The idea. I mean, yeah, as a baby, it's like it was on a fishing hook, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the idea behind it.
Yeah. Well, he's suing the estate of Kurt Cobain. His name is Spencer Eldon. Great name, actually. Sounds like you should be writing novels instead of suing Nirvana.
Spencer Eldon.
Did you get the new Spencer Eldon novel? It's fucking great.
It's classic. Instant classic.
Instant classic. Eldon claims that the ban violated federal child pornography statuses and argues child sexual exploitation, according to documents obtained by TMZ, viewed and confirmed by Pitchfork. In the lawsuit, it also named photographer Kirk Weddle and the labels behind the album's release. Eldon claims he suffered lifelong damages and says his legal guardians never signed a release.
Hello.
Eek. There's your technicality.
There were no releases back in 1993 or whatever the hell that came out.
I know.
I don't know.
What's crazy about this, there's two things that I found to be particularly crazy. One, this son of a bitch, like, would pose continuously in the same fashion, like on like every anniversary. When it was like the 10th anniversary, the 15th anniversary, you'd get that article.
Like that sounds familiar.
He'd be at the pool doing the thing, and, you know, it was like, you didn't seem to mind then, you son of a bitch. You know?
Yeah, it was him, right? He kept coming back and doing that.
You can't replace a Spencer Eldon. I mean, come on.
No, that's something. Yeah, out of nowhere. This is a little bit out of nowhere, but you never know when stuff hits you, I guess. It might, maybe, you know, he's got some kind of issue with it now. You don't know. Again, he could just be after money. He could have something legitimate here. I don't know. I
mean, he is just after money. Yeah. This is a holy shit. I can't make money supporting this thing anymore. Nobody's hitting up my Cameo, so let me sue. This is kind of my last chance to, like, you know.
Yeah, if you're that kid, if you're that guy, what do you go to like Comic-Cons and stuff? So I don't know. Yeah, you'd live off of that for the rest of your life. Hopefully, you try to anyway. I'm the kid on the Nirvana cover.
Yeah, and look here. This is him. Like, this is he. Like, I feel like 10 times he did this. Like, he would always do the shtick.
To be fair, he's in a bathing suit there.
He is clothed, yes. Well, because then it's like a creepy, just naked dude.
Just some dude in a pool.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. I said two things that are sticking with me. Take a guess on. God, I love making you guess figures.
Hate you.
Take a guess on
how much he's suing for.
How much he's suing for?
80 mil.
80 million.
Yeah.
Big number. Fair number. Bitch, if the audience is watching or listening right now, they're throwing out anything from 10 million to 80 million. He's suing for $150,000.
Just give him the $150,000 and goodbye.
You're wasting everybody's time.
That's the end of it.
You're not going to live off of that money, you fucking asshole. What are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe to pay for... Maybe he's got, mental problems from this. Who knows? It could have affected him in some weird way. And maybe this is like a pain and suffering kind of number. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is.
I can't help but think that number is wrong, that it's like at least 150 or like, it's this for this, but then damages is this, and that's where the money really comes in.
Yeah, I don't know how they break how it's itemized.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could probably go for more on this.
Look, I just showed you one picture. Here's another a couple of years earlier.
He's doing it again.
He's doing it again.
Yep.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But for 150K, I mean,
that's a low number.
I'd say it's not even worth keeping your lawyers busy for it. They might just be like, whatever. Like, you'll just here's a couple bucks, go away.
Yeah, that seems. Let's settle for 100 and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, they got it.
Said 80 mil, and they settle for 50 mil. You're in a good spot.
You know who's representing the kid? Jackie Childs. So the whole thing really looks good, to be honest with you.
Nice, very nice.
My Seinfeld fans out there.
Your face
Take care of them now.
is my case.
There's a new Starbucks fall flavor.
Does it rival pumpkin spice?
It does. It is right now. Somebody I know calls me up, goes, at Starbucks, do you want to try the new Starbucks flavor? And I said, if it's not Jumpstart coffee, I don't want to be, get it the fuck away from me. Because now I drink Jumpstart coffee, Frank, and I am at a certain level that I can't come down from. You know what I'm saying?
Once you get once you get hooked on a beverage,
Yeah.
it's hard to why would change it up?
I'm drinking Jumpstart coffees like you're drinking Arizona iced teas. The only difference is I'm not going to die from diabetes from the Jumpstart coffee.
Do we have Arizona coming on as a sponsor? Because that would be cool too.
That would be something else. So Starbucks is making all the thing. Here's the new flavor: apple crisp macchiato.
See, now that sounds good.
It does sound good. I will say I did not try it, but the person did, come back with it, and it did smell like apple.
Apple, cinnamony, and
Yeah, kind of like apple cinnamony, which kind of messes me up because, when you have an apple cider, you kind of want that. I don't know how that would go with coffee. But what they described is, and what most people are kind of saying online, is it's kind of like drinking an apple pie.
that's something. For a little while, and this even for me had way too much sugar but for a little while, Snapple had Snapple pie was a flavor.
Is that right?
For like one summer. I remember when I worked as a butcher in a deli, we had that flavor in the store. And I tried it, and it was like drinking an apple pie. But you could like feel the sugar. It was like you could feel the granules of sugar as you're drinking it.
Yeah.
It tasted like an apple pie, but even I was like, this is too much sugar. So I felt like I was, that crumbly brown sugar. I felt like I was just drinking that. But it was.
I feel like that's Snapple in general, though. Like you can feel it like on your teeth almost too, where it's just like that sugar.
Fine, but this was take that and multiply it. That feeling. That's what Snapple pie was. It was like if you blended the crust and you put it in the drink, that's what it felt like you were drinking. Like it felt granular.
Yeah, I think I have weird taste buds because I don't like anything. Like I can't drink soda. I haven't drank soda in like forever. It's too, and even like diet soda, like I'll have it on occasion, but I don't like the attempted.
For me.
Oh, you know what? And I can't even remember it. Out here on the island, we have Montauk tea. They were one of them. But there's been a couple I've seen here or there where some of these iced tea companies, they'll sell like a not so sweet. And it'll just be like just a little bit of sweetness. Like the whole thing will be like 10 calories or whatever, but not fake sugar, real sugar. But just to kind of like take that little edge off the bitterness of unsweetened tea. I love that. I love that.
See, now I can't drink unsweetened tea. It tastes like medicine to me.
See, I like it. And here's the other thing too. And I'll get this a lot. I go, you have unsweetened tea wherever I'm at, and they go, yeah. I go, do you have lemonade? Yes. Can you put a splash of lemonade in that unsweetened tea? Again, just take that little bit, and then I'll always get this. This is what I'm always fighting. Thanks a lot, Arnold Palmer. You fuck. They go, so you want an Arnold Palmer? No, I don't want an Arnold Palmer. That's half and half. I want 98% unsweetened tea, 2%. I can't actually say the percentages to people because then I'm going to get 5% finger. You know what I'm saying? So I just go, no, just a splash.
Just a little bloop.
Just a little, yeah, just bloop it up for me.
Bloop. Nice bloop.
Just bloop it. That's it.
All right. I can respect that.
You got a button, just bloop. Just bloop.
I could see that. But yeah, I need a little flavor because when I've tried unsweetened tea, and it's just like drinking, like I'm not a tea fan. Like, when you drink hot tea, it just tastes like flavored water.
See, but you're not a beer guy either.
I like some. I like Blue Moon. I like the sweeter stuff.
Which is sweeter. So you don't really respond to bitter, whereas I think I like bitter. I think I'm more of a bittery taste bud guy.
I like bitter too. It's just for some reason the flavors, they don't get like regular tea just doesn't get me at all.
All right, let me ask you a question.
No.
Honest answer. I'd like you to answer within 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Can I get the question?
I want first thing.
All right.
Give it to me. Sausage
tuberculosis.
And sausage and peppers. Sausage and broccoli rabe.
Broccoli rabe.
That's surprising because that's the bitter choice.
Because I'm not an onion fan. Sausage and peppers usually has onions.
All right, then that's.
But if it was just peppers, I would still go broccoli rabe because I like broccoli rabe.
But that's bitter.
Yeah, but if you cook it right, you just garlic it up and salt. It's better. And I told you I like bitter. I just need a good flavor. Like, to me, tea just tastes bland. It's just like bleh. It's just like hot water. I'm like, what am I doing here?
Oh,
It's a waste of my time. It tastes like I'm drinking hot water. I'm like, this is a waste.
If something's too sugary though, I feel like I'm just getting fatter as I'm drinking it.
No, I know. Same here. But I would love a sugar-free. That's why, besides this, I drink every now and then a bottle of water, but I put sugar-free. Here, I'll get it. They're right here.
You get that like Milo shit?
No, it's not. And then we're not advertising this, but
we have to blur this out in post.
Yeah. Do you want me to not show it?
No, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
It's Gatorade Zero. They're little packets. You put into it's zero sugar. It's got electrolytes, the whole deal.
But what is it? Is it like stevia?
I don't know.
I'm one of those people who doesn't really like fake. I believe fake sugars are really probably not great for us.
I have no idea, but it's there's no sugars.
Says the guy who got the vaccine. I could tell I'm going to get lit up in the comments later.
I didn't know it was in the vaccine either when I got it. All I know is it was working.
What is in the vaccine?
Like even if I knew, well, I don't know. There's a lot of medical shit in it. I have no idea. But even if I knew the names of the things, I don't know what they do. It's all medical.
It's in the thing.
Jargon. It's got this, that, and I have no clue what they do. But it's working and it's safe. Is all I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to be
according to the doctors and scientists.
Well,
they know better than I do.
You believe science?
So, yeah, they say you have to believe science in order to. That's the hang up.
I'm just so done with that conversation. I
can't anymore.
I can't have the conversation anymore.
It's exhausting trying to explain to someone that when you go to the hospital, all you're doing is putting your life in their hands and you're trusting their science and their medication. And this one thing you're not trusting, why? Why is this one thing different?
Just overall, I just can't. I mean, I feel and people are there. People are at the people's workplaces are putting it into thing, and now there's going to be like it's too much.
We shouldn't have even gotten to this. We should have just went like, "Yep, got it. Let's go. Let's move on. Let's go to the next thing, please." Why is this taking 2 years for people to go? You know what? This works, and we'll get out of this quicker. I know you have to. I don't get it's a new thing, but it's been tested. And I'm done with the conversation. Let's move on. What's the next speaker?
I said I was done. You just kept talking.
You got me going a little bit. Plus, I've had 2 of these freaking Arizonas. I'm a little wired right now. Let's go, damn it.
Get to the next topic.
What's the next friggin'
thing? Oh, shit. Charlie Watts. Damn it.
R.I.P.
Damn it all to hell.
You know, of all the Rolling Stones, I would not have put money on Charlie Watts.
Well, it certainly wasn't going to be Keith, because that son of a bitch is never dying.
That guy is alive because of a mummy's curse, and he's just going to keep going because of some pharaoh awakened him years ago and said, play the guitar.
Yep, exactly. He sold his soul for a whole bunch of shit here. Oh, you lost me?
Yeah. All right, you're back. Oh,
okay.
You're back, but there you are. Okay. There he is. The man.
By the way, so this is the last, if you're listening, we're looking at the last photograph of Charlie that he put out. I can't believe, because if you know Charlie Watts, he always looked old. All the Rolling Stones looked old. And they look like they shouldn't really even be able to walk. Yet Mick is still up there doing, he's, they're all, and he's just playing away, just, knocking it out. They all like were vibrant, even though they looked old. But in this, like you look at this photo and like he looks
a little,
frail and old.
Frail, good word. Yep,
yeah.
How long before was this picture?
I think a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was only 80. He wasn't that old.
Yeah.
80's not that old. He could have gone another 20 years or so. But I
Yeah.
guess you live the hard life. I don't know.
And I say this as here's what makes me particularly sad about this. I mean, it's been so long since we lost John Lennon, and George went in the 90s,
That sounds right.
late 90s. It's been a long time since we lost like one of these greats. Like we've had, Paul and Ringo for a long time. We've had all the Stones for a long time. It's been a while.
Mm.
You got Clapton still, like Neil Young, like all those classic rock artists, you've had. I feel like this is the first one in a really long time that, like, obviously we've lost great artists that are elderly, but I mean, in the pantheon of music, the Stones and the Beatles, it's been a while, and
legends.
this kind of hurts. It feels like when you lose a grandparent, like you start to like close that chapter and things change, and it's never going to be the way it was when they were around. Yeah. That's kind of the feeling I got with this, ironically.
Yeah, and I feel like the last big loss was not that long ago. We had Bill Withers, legend.
Yeah.
He passed away last year.
That's right.
Only a year ago.
I
don't know if he was performing anymore, but
no, he hadn't been for a little while.
Yeah, he had a ton of hits. He was huge. But
Tony Bennett too. He did his last thing a couple of weeks ago, right? A week or two ago. Last performance. He's hanging it up.
He's retiring. He's just.
Well, he's got
95.
Yeah, but he's got I forget what he has. It's either Alzheimer's or he's got something.
Yeah, nice. 95. That's up there.
Hell of a damn run.
Sure.
Hell of a damn run. But I mean, it just goes to show you, like even the Stones.
We lost. Like, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say it could, when you it's funny because youth, we waste so much time when you're young doing stupid shit, and then like when you're older, like you look at some of these people, like they're living, they're doing what they love, and they're living, and they don't want to stop. Like you can't help but think the fact that and I don't know what he had or whatever it was, but I can't help but think if we didn't have a pandemic and they didn't stop touring, that he would probably be in a better position than when you're living the life that he's living, always on the go, recording, concerts and blah, 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 getting ready for concerts, like in that mindset, and you're going, you're going. And when you stop, it's like,
it's like when, you just hang it up and then your body just goes, all right.
Yeah.
Just, the adrenaline's not there anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
And everything just slows down. Another big one was Bowie. We lost Bowie.
Bowie was
not that long ago.
Yeah. Devastating.
Yeah, a few along the way. Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. We can't say that legends weren't lost recently, but this was Aretha. But yeah, the Stones.
But as much as I love Bowie, but still, it's Stones and Beatles, and
those are the bands.
Yeah, when you lose one of them, it's incredibly sad. But what's crazy, and again, just that idea of like going, like this, like immediately, it was like Charlie Watts died. This is probably who's taking over on the tour for the Stones next month. Like they already had like a guy, so which makes me think that Charlie wasn't going to probably be on that tour regardless, but
because this picture, he doesn't look great.
Yeah,
but it's a sad thing when you lose a legend.
Very, very sad. I'll tell you the other sad part about this. Word was Charlie was about to start his own OnlyFans, so we'll never get to see what that looked like.
I heard it was called the Rolling Bones. It was not. It was not called that.
Did you write that ahead of the time, or did you?
I didn't know you were going to make an OnlyFans joke with the Rolling Stones. How the hell was I supposed to know?
True. I'll vouch for that. He did not know that was the next topic. In a crazy about face, we talked about this the other day. OnlyFans announced that they weren't going to have any explicit content on their site. Massive backlash, because that's basically all they're known for. Really,
why the hell else is anybody there?
And they said that they are they're going to keep it. They said, we have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the planned October 1st policy change. OnlyFans stands for inclusion, and we will continue to provide a home for all creators.
Yeah. I wonder whose idea it was and how quickly they were put in their corner like, No more ideas from Hugh.
Yeah.
Right there. Out.
Hugh lost his job, I feel like,
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah. So, OnlyFans back to the only way it could exist.
But to your point, like I think you brought it up last episode or whenever we were talking about it. Playboy made the same move, so I kind of get OnlyFans thinking, "Oh, this is not uncharted territory. We could
let's class
do
it up."
this too."
No, I mean that's the only. I mean, I'm sure 95% of the people subscribed to OnlyFans are there for one reason.
Oh yeah, totally.
Why else would you pay money for?
By the way, I asked, and a few people commented on that episode. Was that the last episode? I can't even remember. Every day feels like 10 years ago.
Last episode or the one before it.
Right. But I said, like, is there, like, ladies, like, are you on there, and for who, or is it just mainly dudes for chicks? And like the only responses we got are, yeah, there's nobody on there for me. Like I'm not looking at that shit. Like all the women who responded, they were like, no, there's nobody that I'm looking at on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I would imagine it's mostly men subscribed to look at women.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But usually then I feel like you get some women who are like, oh no, I like this or I like that. Or
I'm sure.
Nothing, not one.
We have some classy ladies that watch our show.
I guess so. Hey, if you're a lady watching this show, congratulations. You are classy.
Tip of the cap to you, madame.
Andrew Cuomo, potentially maybe starting his own OnlyFans. I don't know.
That's a possible next move. He might be behind the whole reversal.
Maybe. That's the other question. Who came and foot the bill? They were trying to raise money. They thought this would help them raise money. And then they were like, we've secured, which is they're either lying about it because they don't want to lose all the people that are making content on their thing, or somebody really did come forward with some money.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
You don't think you think they're lying about it?
I think we don't want to lose all the people we have, and we made a mistake, and let's just keep things the way they are.
And they'll figure it out down the line, which makes sense.
Figure what out? What's there to figure out?
Well, the money end of it.
They keep what they're doing, what they're doing, and they'll keep getting money.
Well, you think about it. They should be financially stable. People are paying
monthly or weekly or however.
Right. And then they get a piece of whatever that is, whatever that percentage is. I have no idea. But you should be able to make that work. But the problem is, you probably can't make a business run off of just that percentage. Like, even if it is 50%.
I'm sure there's I don't know if there are ads in there.
Because you look at it, like, I know this is going to sound like a weird comparison, but you look at Uber and Lyft, it's kind of the same model. You have drivers and you have the creators. They're doing a service.
Yeah, they got to get a percentage.
They're splitting a percentage. But you look at Uber, they're losing money left and right, that company, because you have to get to a certain scale before all those little percentages add up enough to run a company where you have a CEO and a marketing department and a graphics department and
they have no overhead. It's not like they're pushing out a product.
No, but I think but there's still got to be a couple hundred people working for OnlyFans to make it all work.
Ubers there are? It's like hundreds in every city.
Yeah, but Uber loses millions, hundreds of millions, I feel like, in a quarter. I mean, they're going to catch up one day, but they have a mass amount of debt before they're long way to go before they're there.
I feel like they got a good product that they're doing. There's nothing they have to manufacture. They just get a percentage of people working.
Right, but there's somebody writing up the code that's making it all work and keeping it all working and serving servers and storage, and there's somebody who's doing all that stuff.
All right, you have what? 50 people? I mean, how many people does it take to run Uber? You got the drivers doing all the work. All you need is a business department that accounts for all the money coming in.
Yeah.
And a few dozen people that, I don't know, do whatever the hell they do.
But it's different. It's just like,
I'm sure there's more to it than that.
And they're always like, okay, running the podcast. Like, again, we've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for a really long time. Actually running something that, is ours. I can't believe all the things that you're like, what was this $400 for? And then you look at this and you're like, what did we spend $100? You start to look all these things, and it fucking adds up, and you're like, holy shit! Like, before you know it, you're like,
yeah, but we're doing a product. We're giving a product out. All they're doing is collecting what other people are doing. Like, this guy is driving from here to there. You get a percentage, and you don't have to do anything.
although I agree, there's still money involved. Like they had to.
There's got to be a recruiting department, someone who signs up the drivers. There's got to be a business department, someone
Right.
who counts for all the money.
And it wasn't an accident. And even though like they were helped by the pandemic, right? Because I'm sure that was one of the things where once people lost their job, they probably started posting and building things. But still, they had to go from nobody knows what OnlyFans is to, oh, okay, now there's a few 100,000 people who know what OnlyFans is. That costs a lot of money to do.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, once you get a few celebrities on there, that spreads the word.
Yeah, but think about how many, I don't even know how long they've been around for. I mean, they've had incredible growth in their short amount of time, but that still
That's
takes
what she said. Just filling in for J Sabs. That's all.
We miss J Sabs. We lost her to OnlyFans, but she'll be back when she's done. I think she's doing a miniseries over there.
Yeah, I think she was one of the driving forces behind the reversal, too. She was like, no, I'm not doing cutesy content.
Yeah. She's like, I will leave. I will leave right now. This is
Damn
bullshit.
it. That's half their revenue.
The fact that Cuomo has an Emmy is ridiculous to me.
What does he
anyway,
have it for?
He won an Emmy for his press briefings. What a crock of shit. Emmys are
Entertainment? You would think? No?
I can't tell my Emmy story. Maybe I can. I don't know. I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah.
But I will tell this. I will tell my Emmy story. It's like It's Emmys are a joke. I'm sorry. They just kind of a joke.
I mean, nobody's.
I have friends that won Emmys. They deserve it. They do great work, local Emmys and everything like that. But there's a lot. Like when you get down to it, like they hand out a lot of Emmys.
They do.
Like Oscars in a year, what are they handing out? Like 30, 40, 50?
Oh, Emmys, everybody behind the scenes gets them.
Thousands. Tens of thousands of Emmys in a year.
If you're involved in the thing that won, you get it. You get one. I feel.
Yeah. And it's like not only does like the big TV show get it, but like the local news gets it, and then the local news, which
Well, those
again,
are local Emmys. Yeah.
they deserve. Yeah, there's local. They deserve it. There's people out there doing great work, and I don't want to take away. They deserve it.
They deserve recognition when you do stuff great.
Again, the few people I know that have won them, I'm like, I'm very proud of you. Like you really, like I watch their shit all the time. To consume their content, I love that they won an award. I really, it's true, but there's a lot of them.
So now Cuomo, does he have to give the trophy back?
I believe so.
What if he's like, no, I'm not. It's in my house, and you're not coming in my house.
Yeah, they
So
said
send the guy over, like repo guy, taking your Emmy back.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, he left the fucking dog behind. He didn't leave the Emmy. That's what I think. Because
Yeah, you don't leave. Yeah, right. You leave the dog. You don't leave the Emmy. That's fucked up.
leave the dog, take the Emmy.
Nice.
Fucking asshole. International Academy announced that in light of the Attorney General's report, Governor Cuomo's and his resignation, it's rescinding its special 2020 International Emmy Award. In this statement, his name and any reference to his receiving the award will be eliminated from the International Academy material going forward. It doesn't say here if they're asking for the trophy back. I would imagine they are.
I would think. What are they going to do with it? Chip the plate off and give it to someone
Give it to
else?
somebody else. You win an award next year. You better check and make sure that you don't see that fucking they scratched out Cuomo and put it. Scratch out Andrew and put Chris and just give it to that asshole. There you go.
I'm sure he has one.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
On
got
TV
4
a
billion.
lot.
Yeah. I'm sure he has 4 billion. This story we can tell. In radio, we have awards like Marconi Awards or whatever. And I'll never forget like the first radio gig. It was like, oh, like we came up for like a Marconi Award, and I was like, oh, awesome. I'm like, cool. I was like, how did we get nominated? Like somebody listens? They're like, no, we send in our shit. Like we have to submit our thing. And I'm like, oh, you have to like send in your own thing? Like you don't, there's no big record. And they're like, yeah, what do you think this is? I was like, true. I guess you're right.
Well, that's what it is for to Emmys TV. You submit your whatever you think your best moment
It's
in
true.
the year was. You submit
It's
it.
true. But and every year, 14 years in radio, every year I would get the, do you want to send, you should really send, get the fuck away from me. Like, I don't want any part of that. What? We could all fucking jerk each other off and congratulate each other on shit that we made to send in, to get the fuck away.
A couple of radio stations ago, I was in charge of submitting a few segments for the Marconi, the Marconis or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And
by the way, I hate to interrupt you, but we're going to submit this segment for a Marconi, just so everybody knows.
Okay. I don't know if do they cover podcasts?
They should.
Someone should.
More people listen to the podcast than radio.
Hey, still on radio.
Sorry.
So I was in charge of submitting some stuff, and I wasn't in charge. They said, get a bunch of clips.
Who was Charles?
I get it.
Go ahead.
So they said, get a bunch of clips, submit them to the boss, and I'm not going to name names, but you know who I'm talking about. Submit them to the boss.
I think I know.
And he'll pick his favorites, and we'll submit them.
Mm-hmm.
I picked a bunch. I sent it to him. Now, that means it's out of my hands. Once I send it to the boss, it's up to him to pick and go, all right, let's submit these.
I'm going to text you because I want to see if I got the person right. Did it?
Didn't come through yet.
Okay.
So no.
Oh, I got it wrong?
You got it wrong.
I'm surprised. Okay, go ahead.
You got it wrong.
Okay.
So I had to submit it to the boss, and they said it was, once I submitted it, I thought, because I have other shit to do. I'm working, and this is like a side thing they asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I submitted it to the boss, and now, wouldn't you agree, it's up to him to get back to me.
Correct.
He never got back to me. We missed the deadline. We didn't submit anything that year. I got in trouble for it. And I said, I picked what we needed and nobody got back to me. I sent it. You should have just submitted something. The deadline was coming up. What?
Hate that.
I sent it and that was my part. And nobody got back to me. It's my fault.
That's bullshit. I hate when the boss passes the buck. That's bullshit.
I was like, you know what? So we don't get a stupid trophy that we weren't probably going to win anyway. So
yeah,
you break.
And who gives a shit?
Honestly,
nobody, including the fans of any radio station, is even aware that there's a fucking Marconi Award and could care less if anybody won. You know,
right? And
there was
the point is to just put it in the lobby so people see it. Just buy a trophy, put it in the lobby. Nobody's going to know the difference.
I have a great story that, again, I just can't tell right now.
Why not?
But you have to, for certain reasons that I can't share.
I trust you.
But you have to remind me to tell the award story one day because I have and it's right on this topic. I am going to tell a great story. Fucking
even if you leave out names?
Can't do it because this one's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
All right.
Anyway, but yeah, and then like there would be times where like you make a good commercial for a client or something, and like you're proud of it, and people would be like, "You should submit this for a thing," and I'm like, "What's the perp for what?" Like you said, to put it in the lobby, like we don't really, give a shit.
I get the whole, it's an award, you get recognition.
How do you even pick that? Like, who made the best? Like, oh, your voice, this was great.
There are categories,
Look, cinematography, that's an award-winning thing. Journalism, that's an award-winning thing. I talked into a microphone and put music under it. You should not be winning an award for that.
You know what? You're stuck in a booth for 8-10 hours a day. You get a little shiny piece of metal. It makes you happy for 10 minutes. What do you want?
What'd you win that award for, Bob? Oh, I said things.
It's a trophy.
I was talking.
Likes getting. When someone recognizes you for something.
Trophies are for kids in Little League, okay? That's and softball and bowling, and not for oh, did you win that? No, it was an adult male, and did you write the thing? No. They gave it to me. I read it. I said the words. into the microphone very well.
You're
Better than
shitting on
5 other people.
everybody's. You're shitting on everybody's awards that they got. They're all like, with all these awards.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Even the production guys, like, okay, you made a good spot, but like
Well,
radio
it's good for
commercials,
future stuff.
there's
You put it on your
millions.
resume.
There's millions of them made every single. I would not hire anybody if they have an award on their resume.
You're an ass.
I will not do it.
If they said I won 10 Marconis for my production work.
No, absolutely not. You cannot work with me. No way.
You're an ass.
I'm putting my foot down. There will be no Marconi winners working on the
Anthony you're in luck.
Podcast.
Wish granted.
Is the Marconi winner watching this going, I don't want to fucking work for you anyway, asshole. You guys suck. No, but it's true, because here's my theory on this. If you have time, like you just said, who had the time? Like, I got other shit to do. If you had time to submit that, you're not working hard enough in this business anyway.
That's true. Yeah, no, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. That's why you have an intern do it. You have an intern dig up that stuff and send it in.
That's the other thing. That's low. Like, you got I bet you got that because there wasn't an intern in that day.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too important. You have to do it.
Yeah.
The hell out of here.
Oh my God. Did you have to like scan through and listen, or did they like tell you like, oh, this day, this day, this day?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember which segments. I picked a bunch of them. I think I asked a bunch of the talent, give me some stuff, and they gave me a bunch. It was tedious and annoying, and nobody got back to me, which meant to me nobody cared. So
because you certainly didn't give a shit. You didn't care.
I did the work. I did it, but I was like, it's out of my hands now. I'm waiting for the email back. And no, I didn't keep track of when the day deadline was, because I thought someone would get back to me in a day or two, and nothing.
Yeah. I just think, I think it's different. Movies are really hard to be made. They only make X amount a year, you know. Songs, albums, these are really, like, not to say that radio people aren't doing creative work. They are. It's just a different thing. It's a little easier. Like, again, people make an album takes them like a year and a half. Like, average radio.
Don't get, by the way, but go ahead.
An average radio person makes 7 commercials like in a day, you know. There's not a lot of art to it, really.
Well,
I mean,
maybe there should be. Maybe I think we need to go back to the days because jingles are fun. We don't do jingles anymore. You know, like the PC Richard.
Yeah. No, I agree. And look, some spots take forever to make, and they're really well crafted and well done, and they deserve recognition. But I hate anything where you have to, like, okay, I've been a part of some like listener things where it's like the listeners pick this or the listener, like, okay, somebody wrote me earlier today. So sweet. They were like, this, I listened to the podcast. I listened to the whole thing. I absolutely love it. That's your record. That's better. To me, that means so much more. Yeah. It warms my heart so much more than I have to submit this for my own fucking vanity.
You're basically asking for, can you please give me an award for this?
Okay, here's
I made this. Give me an award.
I will share this. This used to drive me crazy. I won't say where, but everybody will be able to figure it out. I worked for a radio station. Another media company in the market would have these like awards. And they would give out best deli, best pizza, best this, best that. Bullshit. And they would have like a radio category. And I never wanted to participate, ever. Because I felt like if you want to put us on the ballot and people want to vote for us, great. Why am I? And they used to force me to do it. And I used to begrudgingly do it. And I would do it as least as I possibly could. But again, at the end of the day, I do respect the boss, and I will be like, okay, you want, but I hated it. Every year I brought it up because it's a self-satisfying thing. Why am I wasting my listeners' time for something that means nothing to them and everything to you? You know what I'm saying? This isn't for them.
Was it a promotional thing, like an advertising? Like, if you win this recognition, you could say, "Oh, we're the number one, blah blah blah," according to blah blah blah.
Bullshit. It was to make one person in management feel better about themselves.
I don't know.
And it was like, why would, and by the way, because I know the people in the media company, you think they're sitting there counting fucking votes? They go, I don't know, this one. And then here's the other thing. They go, because the island is so big, every little section had, like, they cut it all up. So it was best station on the north side, best station on the south side, best station on the west side. And then everybody fucking won. So what difference does it fucking make?
It is weird when the big hang up, you're right, is when you have to submit your own work and ask for an, it's basically you're just asking for an award. Can you give me an award for this?
Right.
It's like if someone heard you and recognized you and said, you deserve an award for this, that's something else. But if you're like, hey, I made this, can you give me an award? That's the difference.
Right.
It is weird.
Because then you're just talking about the award, and you're talking about that company, and you're giving them all this free airtime just to make your ego feel better, and you're wasting the time of the listener doesn't give a shit. Maybe they'll feel good, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I go, if they want to put us on the ballot, let them put us on the ballot. If we win, we win. Why do we have to like drum up all this thing and spend all this time getting people to go? Can you go make sure to vote for us? Get it on the thing. What? Stop it. It'd be like if Netflix is like, hey, can you go here and vote for us as best? No, go fuck yourself. I give you $9 a month or whatever the fuck I'm giving you now. That's good enough for you. That's what you get. You get my $13. I'm not fucking going to a website and voting for you.
So do you never rate like an app, like when they all of a sudden it comes up, do you want to give this app 5 stars?
I will. Like, so other podcasts and things like that, because I know that helps. Like, we ask people to rate us on Apple and people do it, and I'm endlessly appreciative. It's not for my fucking vanity, so I go, look at us, we got 5 stars. It's so we can, rise up the algorithm and reach more people. That's the sole purpose of it, So when it's something like that, I'm down for that. If people are like, hey, I'm in this photo contest and can you vote for me? Fuck yeah. And I used to do that shit on the air too. There would be listeners that would be like, can you vote? And I would spend like 20 minutes on the air being like, everybody got to go here and vote for this person. Because I just thought it would be kicks if we got our listener or, our pal to win over everybody else in the contest. That's the fun shit. But if you're a fucking big media company, you know what I mean? And you're making money and you're doing all this and that, you need an award too? You're going to waste the listener's time sending them somewhere? They're getting nothing out of it.
Yeah, well, I got you.
Nothing.
What if someone came up to you and said you won?
What do you mean?
Like, would you accept it?
Oh yeah, I would accept it if it was genuine, which a lot of these things are not, but if they were like, hey, you won this thing, great, and I didn't waste anybody's time like campaigning for it, great. It's
campaigning, that's some bullshit.
The Oscars, they all say the same thing, like you have to go around and campaign and meet the voters and everything like that. I don't respect people who do that.
That's dumb. I feel like, is the movie good? Great.
Right.
Vote for it.
Yeah.
That's all it should be. Campaigning is such crap. If you have to pay someone to win an award, it's not worth winning.
Yeah. And these people do it, and they pay publicists, and they pay this one, and gift baskets, and this and
what
that.
Does that
and all.
do? Like, I got a gift basket from this person, so I'm going to vote for them now? It's like, what does that say about you?
Shit works, or it just gets them out in the ether more, and they're just talking about that thing more, and they're whatever, and
That's why it should be anonymous. You shouldn't know who the Academy people are. It should change every year, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It just feels like I don't like the self-serving stuff.
I agree.
It's a little like
I agree.
Easy.
I know. I hear you.
Especially media companies that are making money hand over fist anyway.
I know. No, it's true.
There's your
they don't need it. Should give awards to like people that do the everyday stuff, everyday jobs. Best mailman, mail carrier.
100%. Best school teacher. Yeah, great. Sure. All that everybody. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, give some recognition where it counts.
100%. Best lawyer, best police officer.
You froze for a second.
1,000. Yeah.
And you're frozen.
Am I?
A little bit. Now you're
Am I frozen or are you frozen?
You were frozen.
Okay.
Well, from what I'm seeing, you were, but you're back.
By the way, people are still laughing at the time that you thought I was I couldn't be heard. And what did you say?
I don't. Oh, yeah. What did I said? Something stupid.
Positive, and you said like possible or something. People are
Possible. Something like I think it was possible. You said
people are still
possible.
laughing.
I think you were saying, "Is it possible that
Right.
this is happening?" I said, "Possible," because I couldn't hear you. I was reading your, doing my best to read your lips, so that didn't come out the way it should have.
So good. It was so good. I'm out of topics.
That was it. That was the last one.
That was it.
Pretty good. So now, are we doing that thing that we said we might do at the end?
Should we do it? I don't know. Maybe we should blow that off too. Feel like we've done it.
Yeah, no one's giving us awards to do this. So why the hell are we? Why are we even trying?
By the way, thanks if you have rated and review us on Apple Podcasts. We
really appreciate that.
We do appreciate that.
Yeah. Thumbs up wherever there's a thumb up button.
Yeah, maybe we should see if there's podcast award. There better be podcast awards that are called the potties. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Are there? Do you know if there are podcast awards? I don't think she does.
If there's a podcast award that is called the potties, I will submit to that because I'd like to win a potty. That would be great.
A potty, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
podcast awards.
Maybe we should start the.
I'm writing a speech right now. Start campaigning.
Maybe
there's got to be podcast awards.
Maybe there's got to be, right? I know there's like Webbies. I've heard of the Webbies before, like where you win shit on the internet.
I feel like it's Emmys too. Do they do Emmys for podcasts?
I don't know. I'm gonna look up podcast awards. Either way, I feel like we should do awards. Like at the end of the year, we should give out awards for stuff, and we can call those the potties.
Right.
We can give out a golden potty.
What does it look like?
Just a big toilet bowl, gold toilet bowl. With a microphone coming out. No, when you look in the toilet bowl, no, instead of a turd, it's a microphone in the toilet bowl. And it's a gold toilet bowl potties, golden potties.
Could it also be a candle?
Yeah, I guess. Do you need it to be a candle?
Because why not? Just put a wick in it.
I shouldn't say this, but somebody I know has a product out where it's like you melt a candle and then the wax becomes massage oil. Wait for it. And then there's a piece of jewelry inside, like when it's all melted, like you find like a pair of earrings. Isn't that the craziest fucking thing?
Like it's a candle with prizes.
Yeah, it's like a candle with prizes. When they told me what it was, they were like, it's a candle. It's a scented candle. And then when you burn it, you get massage oil. And then when it's fully burned, like we put earrings in there. So then you get a piece of jewelry too. I was like, how fucking high were you when you came up with this? Because it seems like a high idea.
I was just thinking my candles aren't doing enough for me. I need my candles to work harder and do more things. No, I have them. I don't really. There's a couple around the house, but I don't really light it. We're not big on candles.
Little known fact about me, I don't even know if you know this. Fucking love candles.
Yeah, I don't mind. They're nice. They make every now and then I'll light one. They smell nice.
It's one of the least heterosexual things that I do is just I will fucking a candle store. Ugh. I love it. D, are you around here?
See, I feel like if I worked in a candle store, I'd just come out of there with a headache every day. Like a perfume place or a cologne thing.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh God, I can't.
Yeah. The iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. There's
but you got to be affiliated with iHeartRadio.
The People's Choice. Oh, I guess so. I guess like those bullshit award shows are doing like best podcast. The first,
but
Ambies,
there isn't a solely podcast award ceremony.
Hold on. The first Ambies Awards. The Podcast Academy announces the first award winners. There's a Podcast Academy.
Can we join?
I'm gonna see. The Webby Awards. Yeah, see the Webbies I've heard of, and that they do podcasts and they do like YouTube videos and stuff.
What's an Ambi?
I don't know. But there's a British Podcast Awards. The British got to do everything we do. It's honestly enough.
Hey, anybody listening over in Great Britain, maybe throw a couple episodes up.
Yeah.
Submit them on our behalf.
Yeah, submit us to. I would love to win a British podcast award before.
I will fly over there for the award ceremony so fast. Then again, is this us asking to be submitted? See, now we can't do it.
Sure, we can't do that.
Yeah,
The Podcast Academy on Sunday hosted its first awards for excellence in audio, aka the Ambies. Excellent.
Like ambient noise, ambience. Okay.
Oh, was that it?
I guess.
The first Ambies featured awards in 23 categories, with Wondery's Dying for Sex, documenting the sexual adventures of a woman diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, winning the award for Podcast of the Year. I tell you what, I'd like to hear that, actually.
Would you?
The sex life of a person on their way out. You have nothing to worry about. Diseases, this, that, the other thing. Knocking people up, getting knocked up. Who gives a shit? You're on your way out anyway.
Is it she guaranteed she was on her way out?
Well, I guess so. Stage 4 breast cancer. Well, I get.
Well, he could come back.
Doing a lot of curing of that breast cancer these days.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like it's rare, I think, but you can come back from it.
Ugh, listen to this. The Kudo Cast honored Mark Maron's podcast. Kudo Cast? Ugh.
What is that?
I guess they give you kudos for your podcast.
Isn't that like a chocolate bar? Kudos?
Sounds like it should be.
Some kind of whole grain bar.
Teenager Therapy received the Audio Impact Award, recognizing an individual or podcast that has made a significant positive impact on its listeners.
See, that's nice.
I'm against that. I like just goofing off. And
I feel like our goofing off makes a positive influence.
Well, I hope so.
Hopefully.
The first annual ceremony. I like that. The first annual. It's being a little.
Just
ambitious.
the first.
Yeah.
Once you do the second, you can call it annual.
Thank you. This should be outlawed. I know you're trying to do it, but you're not annual yet. That's more than one.
I think the intent is to tell everybody we'll be back next year. How do you do that without saying annual?
I guess so. But are they going to be back? Because how many first annual things don't come back? I'm sure a lot. I'm sure a lot of them. Hosted by Cameron Esposito. There you go. Stand-up comic, actor, writer. Presenters included Hank Azaria.
Hey.
Whitney Cummings. I got a couple people in there.
Nice.
I'm skipping all the other people I don't know. Keenan Thompson.
Very nice. I'm bored by this. What are we in or not?
I'm bored by this.
What are we?
Thanks for stopping me. I'm fascinated. I know this is boring.
Holy crap!
I'm
don't want to watch you read names for.
Right.
What are we doing here? Are we in this thing or are we not in this thing?
This stinks. Podcast of the Year, Best Business Podcast, Best Comedy Podcast, Documentary, Entertainment, Fiction, History, Interview, Knowledge, Science, or Tech. And I get, I kind of get this because a lot of these places are trying to break out and get an audience, and this is just another chance to hey, look at this, But again,
isn't that how all awards things start?
I guess
mostly?
so. Does anybody know? Even if you listen to 10 podcasts in a week, do you care? Are you flocking to see, or is this just for the podcast people?
Yeah, it's like the Oscars. Why do I? It's so in the future you could say I'm an Oscar winner, or you put it's to boost your value, I guess, your what's it called, your career value.
I guess so.
Can't hurt.
The true crime podcasts are big. We should do a true crime podcast and just
do that.
Make the whole thing up.
Just make up a crime and talk about all the players in the whole thing, and
100%. Like we do it start to finish, and then episode 10 or I don't know how many episodes there are of these things.
It's different all the time.
We give you that crazy twist, M. Night Shyamalan ending, and then we go and we made this all up.
And none of this actually happened.
And
that's how we end.
Yeah, that'd be the best. People would be so pissed.
Oh, you know how much not only would people be pissed, but I feel like people would be like, this crime happened, and it would spread a little. I feel like it might not go viral, but other people will pick up on what we're doing and get their own research. They wouldn't find it from anywhere but us because we're making it up. But I wonder how far it would go. Would it go War of the Worlds far, or would it go nobody gives a crap because they don't believe us for a second far?
Probably that one.
Okay.
Probably if they saw a true crime thing coming from us, they'd be like, this cannot be.
Yeah, I don't see us going War of the Worlds far on anything.
It would be fun to do a true crime podcast, like based on like a movie, like to just take a movie plot and like do a true crime, or no, or even something better than that, like an episode of the Muppet Babies. Do a true crime podcast.
Yeah, and his stuffed animal was missing, and we didn't know who took it. There were a lot of suspects.
Fozzie was our first suspect. We brought him in for questioning.
Come out. Waka, waka. But
it was
the teddy
Gonzo
bear
all
was
along.
It was dismembered and found in different places. Yeah, no, that would be a lot of. I got to admit, a lot of the true crime stuff, they get into some heavy stuff. It's not,
Yeah.
It's some of the stuff they talk about. It's crazy.
The heartbreaking part was Miss Nanny witnessed it all, but we couldn't find out who the murderer was.
Or the nanny. See, that is Charlie Brown. That's Peanuts.
Oh, is it? No, Miss Nanny never spoke. Did she?
She did. Yeah.
That confused
you never saw her. You saw her from like her knees down.
Oh yeah, she did talk. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, blew the whole fuck. See, this is why they won't let us produce one of those things.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen now.
All right, we'll leave it there. No show Friday. So.
Yeah, we're off one day. Give us one day.
Yes.
Maybe watch a rerun. Maybe watch this one over again.
You know what, Frank? Watch a rerun. You're right about that.
Recommend. I could recommend 2 if you could find them. I don't know the names of them or where to find them. No. My own personal favorites was the one where I talk about when the possum got into my house.
Possum
that was back in
good.
like November of 20. I want to say 2020, November-ish, October, November of 2020. And the other one was the sink thingy, the first appearance of the sink thingy. Those are my 2 favorites.
Oh, those are good. Those are good ones.
So those are good. Those are rewatchable. Those aren't time specific.
Here's what's weird. Those are the exact 2 I was going to say. So now I don't have to worry about looking and finding 2 of my own. So
there you go. Sink thingy. I can't remember when I first brought that up, but
that was a great episode.
I think November of last year was the
yeah,
where the possum got into my house.
The 420 ones were good. That was really, you could probably skip ahead to. I would skip ahead an hour and a half into that one. That's when we get
going.
Yeah, before that one. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll tweet out. We'll post on Facebook and Twitter, like 10 episodes to look at, just to kind of like, here, listen to these tonight, because we've done a lot of these now. So yeah, go back and watch an old one.
I mean, it's basically a movie length each show.
Yeah,
got some,
Yeah, there's some good shit in there, and all of these
stuff. Yeah,
absolutely, 100%, Frank.
Most of it's garbage, but the rest of it.
There's a couple. There's at least 4 minutes inside an hour and a half. So
at least
you just got to find it. That's on you. All right, that's it for us. Enjoy. We will be back Monday. Our new sponsor, Jumpstart Coffee, will have a great offer for you to save on that while supporting the Navy SEALs, which is just awesome. And we can't wait for them to start Monday. J-Sabs returns.
Possibly.
I believe she's away on vacation. She's not dead.
Good.
Us saying that a lot. So spending some time with the kids, which, again, is that really a vacation? Because... and that's where I'll be on Friday. So maybe I'll update Instagram stories. There might be some stuff up there on the Instagram stories. I like to put some of our responses in the comments, like on YouTube or Facebook. I like to screen cap them and put them on Instagram stories because I feel like that's a fun little thing to do.
It is nice of you to do that.
So you could always kind of see some of that stuff there.
Someone should give you an award for that.
That would be nice. Do you want to draw something, Frank? You want to draw something and put a drawing video out on Friday? We could do that.
If you want me to do that, I'll do that.
You should draw the golden potties.
I'll draw the golden potty.
Draw a golden potty award.
It'll be an hour and a half of someone watching me draw. Those videos exist. I could do that.
Yeah, we maybe put a drawing video out. That might be the thing. I don't know. We'll see. But we appreciate it. Thank you guys. AnthonyOnAir.com. Again, look out Monday for the new Jumpstart Coffee sponsor, which we're so excited to have on board. and we'll see you then.